Alright guys, I'm here in my garage, Ty Lopez style. I got bookshelves everywhere, we got Lamborghinis, we got knowledge. So I've been prepping the Z in order to hit the track tomorrow. I thought that would be an awesome kind of finale to the rebuild of this car. Now, I don't want you guys to think that I'm done with this car because I still have mods planned for the future, but the initial rebuild of this car from its destruction last year at Pikes Peak for Grid Life 2020 Colorado, and yeah, I thought a track day would be the perfect way to wrap up this initial rebuild. So that is what we're going to do. The track I'm going to be going to is over here in Fort Worth. It's called Cresson Motorsport Ranch. Technically it's south of Fort Worth. I've only been there one time, and that was to do a drive exotic where you choose an exotic car you want to drive on track. I chose a 5th gen Viper, which I had a blast in.
Good. It does have some torque to it. Yeah, it'll bite you. It's no sorry on TC, but you know.
But that was on their 1.3 mile track, and this is on their 1.7 mile track. Now this is through Apex Academy, and what I was hoping to do was sign up for an HPDE since I've never driven this track, and I've actually only been on this, only been on track like 1.5 times with this car. The first time being an unsuccessful attempt back in 2019 when the clutch was slipping on track, and it turned out to be a clutch pedal adjustment, but I didn't know that until I got back home. And then the second time was last year when I blew it up at Colorado, so I'm really hoping that things go well tomorrow. But like I was saying, I wanted it to be an HPDE, but I'm actually going to be in time attack since they didn't have any HPDE slots, and I'm trying to get this thing back on track. So that's what we're going to be doing. Now, like I said, I've never driven this track, and normally I would like to at least, be familiar with the track somewhat. I really don't know the 1.7 at all. I was hoping to, download the track in like a Assetto Corsa with like a fan-created track and play it in VR on my sim setup, but I just have not had the time to do that. I haven't even sat down to watch what the track looks like, so I'm going to try and do that before I pass out tonight and get like 6 hours of sleep. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. So I kind of wanted to show you guys what a track day looks like if you haven't done it, and I wanted to show you, the finale to the rebuild on this. So I'm also going to show you guys how I prep for a track day and what you might want to bring along. Some of that will be film gear that I'll be bringing, and I'm not going to talk necessarily about that, but just about the track day essentials that we're going to bring. So let's get right into that so I can get ready and get up at like 5 a.m. Don't ever forget your lug key either. I've almost made that mistake before and it would have seriously sucked. One-stop shop. Get some food and coffee and gas, fuel up all around. Alright guys, we are officially fueled up. This episode is brought to you by QT. Not truly, but if they want to hook it up, I would be more than happy. So, got my food and coffee and gas, and we're going to head out. Still another 40 minutes or so till we get there. So, I'm going to go ahead and make hay while the sun is shining. Make hay while the sun shines. Yeah, something like that. Anyways, I got like 3.5 hours of sleep, so I'm uber tired. You know, worked on the car all yesterday, so pretty dang tired. So, anyways, to you, dear viewer.
Turn left onto Performance Court. In a quarter mile, your destination will be on...
If you're wondering what a track day loaded 350Z looks like, it looks like this actually. It's not so bad. Got some stuff in the cubby there behind the seat. Alright guys, we made it out here, so now we just get everything prepped and get ready for the meeting here in about 10 minutes or so. And then just make sure the car is ready to go, and we're going to get out there and experience this track for the first time. Alright guys, we just had our driver's meeting and I'm all signed up, so I'm going to put my numbers on and I'm going to go ahead and torque down the wheels and just check all the fluids, make sure everything's good to go. He's over here. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and set my tire pressures here. For these hand cooks, it seems to be you know, cold PSI that you want to start out of maybe 26, 25, 26, at least out here, because it's going to come up to temp pretty well. We're running counterclockwise, so we are going to run a little bit higher pressures on one side, a little lower on the other. But this is vital to getting good grip for your car, so you want to make sure and do this. And if ideally you want to check it, you know, when you come off track. You can have someone running hot picks for you. All right, we are all set. All right, so we are over here at the paddock. I'm gonna go ahead and get ready to get on the track here. So I'm gonna fire up my Harry's lap timer, and I've got this connected to my OBD2 reader, and I can run diagnostics and gauges and just all sorts of different things. If I wanted to run my torque app, I could do that instead. I'm going to choose to run Harry's lap timer here, and we're going to do prepare race. This is what's really nice about having the Android head unit here, and it has a GPS module routed up through the roof. So we're going to load track, select track, and we're going to find Crescent. Well, track days are kind of hard because you're always kind of rushing to get ready. And I didn't get the track loaded here. Forgot I need a hotspot. And I didn't put the harnesses on either, so I've just got the seat belt. But let's get out here and just try and learn the track a little bit. Make sure everything feels okay here.
So we're gonna come in later there. Apex here. Keep it tight. Come right. Little late apex here. Carry some big speed through here. Probably apex out later, much later turn it. These are pretty slow corners. This track's a little difficult for me to identify anything on because there's no real identifying landmarks to me. It's a lot of blind elevation. Just a lot of field and blind elevation. We'll let these cars pass. Nice and tidy. Let this guy go, give him the point by. I'm going to give everyone a point by today. Trail break it in, trail break it in. Car feels pretty good though. There we go, I forgot to turn traction control off as well. I gotta watch that 3-4 shift because that moment of transfer wants to really slide the car. I need to turn in later here as well. Squeeze on the throttle lightly and full throttle. Okay, here we go. A little bit of brake. Get that transfer weight to the front wheels. Barrel down the front. This will be nice when I can get the harness on next run. This motor feels healthy though. Everything feels really good. Alright, there we go. I'd say that was a pretty good first session. Now let's go drive this thing around the paddock and stuff and get it a cool down since I didn't really get a good cool down lap. Alright guys, we're here back in the paddock. That first time out was really fun. Car did awesome. I'm really happy with that. I had to let a lot of guys go in the first part, but you know, those were really fast cars anyway, so they were going to get by me regardless. But yeah, there at the end I started to kind of get a pace going. Put down a 130. That seems to be okay pace. The fastest car out here in unlimited class did a 1:16, so got 14 seconds faster than me, but you know, that's going to be a car that has aero and some kind of crazy motor, I'm sure, just wild. I'm running in coupe, which is essentially like a street class for cars like, you know, 350Zs, Corvettes, Camaros, that kind of stuff. So there's some pretty fast cars out here, but really happy with the car, and everyone out here is in a great mood. I love being at track days, man. You just meet the nicest people, and you know, you get to talk about cars and racing all day long. It's just a really good time. So I'm going to just go through the car and torque down the wheels again and check the fluids, make sure we're good to go out. Time to go back out. And that went fast, didn't it?
We're gonna try and break a 120.
I think you've got it in you.
I hope so. I'll take off my boots.
If you get third, I'll dedicate this video to you.
Third.
To the third placer.
Third unlimited with 193.
Hey man, they celebrate 9th place in F1, so.
I think they're on a little bit different level.
Yeah, no.
You spend $2 million, you get a party no matter what.
Still got to work on that. I want traction control off. My best lap yet, except the Mustang. Not his fault, but
1 minute, 28.32 seconds.
I think it was. Oh, no brakes, no brakes, no brakes. Pump, 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 pump. Wow, oh my God. Huh. Oh. Yep, they're gone. I'm having to pump now. I think I cooked them. Yeah, I'm having that weird pedal issue again. Oh yeah, man, these brakes are gone.
You can see right here on this digital gauge that the brakes failed at about 105. So it was a bit harrowing coming into that corner. Thankfully, I was able to build enough pressure to kind of save it. And that was the last of the pressure. If you notice, it's hard to see, but there's nothing in there. There's no fluid at all. I mean, there's a very small amount, but I definitely felt that there was nothing on track. And when I come down here, it might be hard to tell. Yeah, but that's all wet. And there are signs of fluid all over the ground too. So my bet is that one of those stupid Z1 lines burst and finally let go. It was a poor design, honestly, for Brembo cars. I know they sell a different one. I don't know why they sell this design, but there's no way to route it without it like chafing. And it was an issue last year at Grid Life, so that really sucks, and I'm gonna have to figure that out. So no more lip and no more brakes, and I've got to figure that out. Because guess who drove this car? It really sucks. Gotta figure this out now. I had this problem in Colorado last year we figured out. Yeah, you can see. Whoa! Right there. Yeah, because there's just no way. Like I figured out that it was like rubbing like right before I left Colorado. Yeah. So when we got out there, we had to do that. And apparently a lot of people don't have that issue.
I'm glad you found it though, because that's catastrophic.
Yeah. That is, dude. It went straight to the floor on that back straight, the second straight right here, the littler one.
Oh yeah.
And I just started pumping and like just managed to just kind of correct it enough to keep on track. There's brake fluid everywhere. You can see a ruptured, probably right there. This stainless kit is not a good design. I swear I've seen other people talk about it as well. And this slide pin. It's backed out pretty far. So it's gonna be done for the day. I'm gonna have to figure this out. Well guys, this track day has not turned into the most productive track day there is. You know, like I showed, I blew that brake line and I can't find anyone at all in like the DFW area that has brake lines at all for, you know, even a regular 350Z setup, let alone the Brembo setup that I have. So I'm at a loss there. You know, I've got the truck, but I'd have to go rent a trailer, and I'd have to have probably Selena bring that out here, and it's kind of a pain. And the U-Haul place is going to close at 4, so everything's just working against me today on driving this thing and driving it home. So probably just going to call my roadside assistance, thank you State Farm, and shell out the $158 to get back home. So a little sad, but you know, at least the car did everything else performed fine other than the brakes, but it was a good time while it lasted. There she goes.
Despite brake issues, in tandem with being on this track for the first time in a car I'd just rebuilt, I somehow managed to land on the podium. The first place guy had already left, so I got to do the champagne. This was my first time on podium and a huge surprise to me. With only 2 full sessions on the track and a partial, I was shocked to see I'd landed on the podium. It really shows how potent of a setup the Z is. It really makes me glad that we put this much effort into the car and can reap the rewards. It's been a ton of work to complete this car, but I'm happy to be where we are. I hope you all stick around and tune in for future progress on this car as we chase lap times and improve the car and driver.